So we've been spending some time taking English sentences and turning them into math. Let's go the other way. How would I take these equations and say them out loud? How would I say them in English? And so, just like whenever we went the other direction, we're going to take it one piece at a time. Let's take this right here, 6z. So, whenever you have two different things bumped right up next to each other, this 6 and this z, this is multiplication. It's actually called implied multiplication. This is the only mathematical operation that you don't have to write. If there is no symbol in between two terms, it's multiplication. Everything else, addition, subtraction, and division, you have to actually write the operation. But if there is no operation, it's multiplication. And the term for that is implied multiplication. So this is 6 multiplied by z. Now I'm gonna keep it simple, and I'm gonna write this as 6 times z. But if you wanted to get really fancy, you could say the product of 6 and z. Okay, what comes next? Well, right after that is minus 15, and I'm just going to write minus 15. And then what comes after that? We've got equals 45, and I'm going to write equals 45. And that is a very simple, easy way to write it. I love this way. This is a great way to write it. I highly recommend you do it this way. But let's suppose that I'm really trying to impress the teacher and I want to write this in a really unusual, weird, technically correct, but weird way. Here's another way you could write this. You could say 15 subtracted from the product of 6 and z is 45. And that means the exact same thing. It's just a very unusual way to write it. I like the top way the best. Let's keep it simple. But you can, I suppose, write it write it the second way if you really want to write it in an unusual way. Okay, let's take a look at the next one. Let's start off with this. It's y to the second power. So that's going to be y squared. Okay, and then we've got 3x comes next, and we're adding it. So let's do plus 3x plus 3 times x. And then on the end, we've got equals w. And I think this is the easiest, simplest way to write it. But if you were thinking to yourself, what's a really bizarre, crazy way to write it? Let's try, oh, here's a weird way to write it. Let's do the sum of y squared and the product of 3 and x is w. That's a weird way to write it. Again, I like this top way. I like to keep it simple. But if you really want to go for some gusto and you're like, I really want to use the math vocabulary to its fullest, the second one is also correct. It's the same way to write that sentence, just in a really unusual way.